Well, hello today. Hello today on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday in the year of 2017, which is indeed in the month of April. Well, today is Thursday, so we're going to call this Throwback Thursday with a little reminiscing along the way. So, since it is Throwback Thursday, just bring back to remembrance all of the difference between a certain era and a certain era because the whole spirit in 70s and 80s and 90s, the whole spirit was totally different than the spirit that we're dwelling, I think, in the now. But it was such a beautiful innocent time back then because like I stated in one of my other videos, I am 45, so I am a 70s baby, 71 to be exact. And around that time, there was the afros, the bell bottoms, the discos, and the I don't know if you remember the Saturday Night Lives, the disco fever with Madam. Oh my God! And American Bandstand, Dance Fever, all of those things, and let's not forget about good old Soul Train. All of those things I grew up on. I even grew up in the era when we received food stamps, but they were the little paper. I'm talking about the little brown and green paper, the paper food stamps money. You remember that? Back in 70 something, 80 something. That's when that little pretty little brown envelope used to come in the mail. Or back when I was a kid, my mom used to have to sign for them. She used to have to go down to the office and sign for them because they used to hand them out at the office. So that was a long time ago. I remember growing up that the food was so fresh. I mean, the veggies, the fruits were so fresh that they weren't doing the plastic bags like they're doing now. They was doing the brown paper bag, baby, and you could tell by the smell of that whatever was in their bag, you knew what was in there. For instance, the lunch meat. Growing up as a kid, the fragrant lunch meat, like the salami, the pressed ham, and what I didn't eat it, but the old country folks eat the souse, the pig head souse. You could smell that stuff through the paper. I mean, the apples was extremely fragrant growing up. Now they're so full of pesticides now, but growing up, you could smell it through the bag, and before you even went to the bag, you already knew what was in that bag. I'm talking about the salami, the summer sausage with the crackers. Y'all, come on now. So that's the era that I grew up in. Growing up in that era, they were wearing the afros, and I remember my sister. Shout out to my older sister. We both had afros when we were younger. I said about what, 8 or 9 or younger. And my sister had that hair that just did whatever you wanted it to do. But I had that old a wooga wooga hair. So she had an afro, and I went through all the motions, but my hair just never would quite act right. I could never get an afro. So but we grew up in that era when we had the bell bottoms and the afros, and I mean, it was just such a, I mean, I don't know, I can't really describe it. I guess it was more innocent because then I was younger and I was growing up and I was more in the dark of about the reality of how things really are in this world. So being asleep does indeed shield you from a lot of heartache and pain, because if you don't know about a thing, then you can't be affected by it. So knowledge is indeed power. So moving on, I guess like the 80s and the 90s and stuff, when the curls started becoming famous and stuff, and once again, my sister had the beautiful good hair that would do anything you wanted it to do, and her curls would be so long and so pretty. I mean, the curls turned fully. I mean, she had a full turnt degree curl, y'all. It was extremely established that she had a curl. But now my roots would always curl, but the end would just stay straight. I don't know what was wrong with it. It was like they describe Luther Vandross's curl, like it wouldn't quite turn. Yeah, y'all, mine wouldn't quite turn, but so I would just saturate it with uh, curl activator, and put the little plastic cap on it and sleep in it because quote unquote we need to let the curls sweat in and all that crap like that. And everywhere you sat down and leaned back, you left a horrible, despicable, ain't getting out stain. But those was the beautiful times around that time when Michael Jackson, when they had the parachute pants. I'm talking about they had the parachute pants. Do you know what the parachute pants are? Let me remind you, honey, what the parachute pants are. They're the pants that when you walk, they go, you know, and they had every single color. They had red, they had blue, they had burgundy, and depending on how many pair you had, established how successful you were. Because people, children would say, "Ooh, he got every color." That's how we we were as children. But those were some beautiful times. Those were some beautiful, beautiful, lasting, impressionable times. I'm not saying that any other time you were born is such a bad time or anything like that, but I'm reminiscing, so I'm throwing back since it is Thursday, and my thought is back on the time when I grew up. And like I said, I'm a 70s baby, so that's the only thing I can relate to is 70s on up. Now, I can relate to some of the 60s music, because it was still being played around my era. But this generation, unless they got old soul, I mean, all they want to do is listen to the hippity hop. I mean, the message. I mean, at least if you're going to address somebody, address it in a receivable manner. I mean, the old school did the exact same thing because real talk is not necessarily what you say, but it has everything in how you say it. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about text messaging. I think that text messaging is a trap because depending on if you put that period, that little exclamation point, there's question mark, them little emojis, you can misunderstand what someone's saying. You can think they're angry at you and they're not. They're just excited. So texting people really is a trap. You need to go on back to good old school talking to a person. That way you won't have to worry about it having any type of miscommunications there. But moving on up with the curls and coming on when people start wearing the perms. Oh, now we're dealing with the perms. Okay, now we're getting to the perms, and we thought we were really doing something back then, getting them perms, y'all, burning our scaps wide open. We thought that was the thing to do because for some reason we did not like them BB balls. Excuse me, we didn't like them little, them complete circles. It was to us, it was a sign that we was black, which we were, but we didn't know how beautiful black is indeed. But yeah, and we used to just practically burn our heads wide open, just to get that little bitty piece of hair straight. And now, if we knew then what we know now, then we would have totally did away with those things. So now we're coming to a better understanding that a lot of things that we were practicing back then because we were force fed the knowledge of doing those things, that was really against our health, totally against our health. And so now that you come into the realization of things, you realize, damn, what the heck am I putting this shit on my head for? I mean, come on now. If it's going to straighten it up and totally burn my skin wide open, maybe I shouldn't be using this. But, our people has been trained in such a way that, I guess it takes a lot of trial and errors in order to get it. If you get it, because you may not get it all. You're not designed to get it all. You're just supposed to get what you're designed to get for what is your portion. But I noticed this generation, most of the generation that I'm around, the young ladies, they're very sweet, they're very receptive of some knowledge if you're trying to instruct them. Because I know when I was a young girl growing up, I loved all of the young girly things, but I didn't have the good positive role models around me that I really needed. I mean, that was a very crucial thing that I needed to establish some type of foundation for me because I didn't have that. Oh yeah, my mama taught me that there is a God, but that's the only thing she taught me. May her soul rest with love. I don't have anything negative other than that to say about her, because I know now, as I am a mother myself, that when you're a mother and when you're in that role, you have to do what you see is fit, and you can only teach your child what you know. So I no longer, which I did, hold it against her anymore because I'm a mother and I understand. But I think as we constantly go into different seasons and sections of our lives, that we will grow spiritually, because now, as you can tell, everybody is awakening. Not everybody's going to awake the same time, and not everyone will awake. But as the generation that I think improves, because they're more conscious, because it's so much information out here that, you know what I'm saying, even a blind man is extremely active on the social medias of this world. I mean, even a child who is considered mentally handicapped can still outshine anybody with this social media. I mean, it just it's just amazing how the mind really works. So it is a good thing to train your mind to work for you instead of against you. So I just want to throw this little throwback Thursday, a little piece, a little something I was thinking on. I was reminiscing, and it brought a beautiful smile on my face. And I encourage you to continue to think upon things that bring a good report. Now, even though it is a throwback Thursday and I decided to think upon things that bring a good report from my past, I only chose the good things that bring a good report in my life, that uplifts my spirit and keep a smile on my face, because make no mistake about it, I don't give a crap about the past. There's not anything either one of us can do about the past. So choose what you think upon so that you know your spirit will be in agreement with you and you won't be agitated thinking upon crap from the past. You feel me? So I thank you so kindly for listening to Little Old Me, my station. I humbly ask that you would leave me a comment sometime, or to like and to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you another time. Bye.